Okay guys, so welcome to the next tag bites. Today we're going to stick with this paragraph tags, but we're going to do what's called a pre-tag. So if we change this to pre, and we get rid of the BR tag. Now what pre means is pre-formatted text. In other words, all the text inside this pre-tag will keep all of its line breaks, all of its structure the exact same. So if we refresh the page, or we'll get the page up. So if we look at it now, the pre-tag has pre-formatted all the text. It also changed the font by default to a monospace font. But the pre-tag now, I'm going to warn you guys, do not use the pre-tag to format paragraphs. Use paragraphs, line breaks, whatever you need to use. But please do not use the pre-tag to define it like this. What you will do is you would make the paragraph a certain width, and you don't need to use pre-tags. Pre-tags are only used for this, and then there's code tags as well. Now code, essentially a pre-tag with a code tag inside of it will show up. I'll show you what that means now in a second. Actually, I'll do the code tag as well. So a pre-tag keeps the text in the current format exactly. So if I just tab these in, these 3 lines in, and we look at the page, they are tabbed in as well. Okay, so it's exactly the right way to the edge of the document. It keeps those lines exactly formatted on lines in the browser. Now the code tag is interesting. I'll get rid of this block code tag. Okay, the code tag defines code in a web page that does not need to be executed. So this is very useful. Let's say you wanted to show how, when I get to it, there's a script tag, okay, which defines JavaScript. But if you want that script tag to display on a page as an example, you can't, because it'll go, oh, there's a script tag here, we can't do anything with that. The browser will execute the script tag as if it's there. So how you do this is you nest a code tag into another code tag, okay? And that's how you do that. So this defines this as code. Now what I'll do is I'll actually delete all this, and I'll just copy the HTML header part to show you guys how it works. So that anything inside this code tag will execute in the browser as not as code, but as code to be displayed. Okay, it didn't actually work. I'll work this out, but if we copy, let's say Java code into there, which I'll go get some, you'll see how it defines it now in a sec. Okay, so I've gone and got some Java code here. This is just bog standard Java code from some Android work. And if we refresh it, the code is defined like that. So the pre-tag keeps the code formatting, while the code tag defines everything inside of it. That's how you're supposed to do this. And then you can define the styling of code. Now, code tag is very interesting in that way, but that's how the code tag works. Now in order to format the code, you see websites with these fancy code things and that kind of stuff. That's not actually done through this. That's actually done through CSS, and it's also done through JavaScript. You can get libraries. I might do a video of the Prism library in the future, which is how to show code in a web page, but we'll see. That's the pre-tags and the code tags in this video, guys.